subject, please.
Light, here we go, he's extra lighty.
This is Peter Timmis.
Hiya.
Are you alright, mate?
Spot on, Darren.
You ready for a good night, mate?
No, not a good one, a brilliant one.
A spot on one. Are we going to do afterwards?
The do? I mean, the do we don't know about?
Yes, the Mr. Kipling's extremely good do.
The Mr. Kipling's do, yes, I think we're definitely going to give that a little look.
So I'm in the car with DJ DAZ Willott.
Hi up, guys.
Guys,
And girls.
Would you let the people know what route we're going?
Well, we're just going to pick up on the route that you may have seen the video on YouTube.
P&D Promotions presents Shelleys on a Saturday night. Just coming from Peter's.
24th of November.
Time check.
9:10, 24, 11, 90. Hold tight, let's go.
That night in the car. What was it like? Night time.
It was night time, excitement flowing. Always good to be going Shelleys. You know, you live for the weekend. Friday night you live for. You know, you sort of started getting over it on Monday. You know, Tuesday, Wednesday coming, you're already getting ready for Friday.
Is this the way we usually come, mate?
This is the way we come every Friday night, every Saturday night, to our local nightclub we call Laserdome, Syndrome, Shelleys, call it what you want. It is the business.
The Stoke Posse in effect.
Stoke Posse.
Yes, back on the road, slowly going up towards Longton.
There's no Pete Bramley behind us today.
No, there's no Pete Bromley being Global Grooves.
Behind us, mate.
We've got Pete Bromley, DJ from Introspective.
And let's just have a look at it.
It's Pete. Has he flashed it?
No, he hasn't flashed, mate, but it's definitely Pete Bromley on the back tail of us.
Is he flashed?
I think he's flashed there.
Yeah, it always reminds me of a bit like a Chicago kind of looking, you know, bridge.
Yeah, Chicago-esque bridge.
Yeah, you know, just coming into. It's really hard to believe that a little place like Longton could have exploded one of the most talked about clubs in history, dance. Here wouldn't have been here. Like I say, that road there,
Yeah.
the cycle path would have been your way around here, and then you would have come round. The town.
We're now coming up to Edinson Road, Longton. This is our local rave club.
And then you take a left,
Kicking on a Friday and Saturday.
ends the road, Longton.
There you go, Shelleys Laserdome.
Oh man, look at this big line here, man. There must be 1,000 people out here. Yo, I'm going to the front. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me! Come on, buddy, come on. You're stepping all over my shoes here. Come on, stop it. Stop pushing. We're here. Hey, DJ! Hey, DJ! Give me a fat beat! Give me a fat beat!
I hope they never knock this sign down.
I'm just walking around here.
Yeah, you carry on. Hey!
Hey.
Hands in the air, crew.
Were lining up. Was there an atmosphere about Longton? Was there a buzz, or was just people in the know?
It was. I mean, with me being a DJ, I got here quite early, so I was inside a lot while there was things happening. But there was people getting here as early as 7 o'clock to gain entry, maybe earlier. You know, people were just arriving, making sure they could get in, basically. You know.
Was this just local ravers or?
All over the country. You've got people from London, Scotland, Wales. You know, people would drive miles, hours to get here. And remember, it closed at 2, so it was open at 9 till 2 in the morning.
Wow.
None of you all-nighters back then. I remember even one point the security said they're trying to get in on the roof. So I don't know how true that was. But they were trying to get through the exits, any which way they could get in. It was manic. And the queue was, I remember it came, the entrance would have been sort of over there, if you imagine the entrance being sort of where the entrance far food is, but it was all the way down and around.
Yeah.
That's how the queues were most Friday and Saturdays after amnesia.
He made the bass and boy is banging.
You know, there was a bit of poverty, but I think it was the actual the gathering of people. It was a place you could go. There was no fighting. There was no bad vibes, so to speak. It was just pure friendliness. You know, you met so many new friends. You went in there, you came out with new friends every Friday and Saturday. The social aspect of it was amazing. You know, you'd come into the club and then you'd follow a group going back to an after party. The party could be in Burnley. You'd drive with them up to Burnley just to sit in the houses, just to carry on that social aspect of what you experienced in the club. You know, I mean, that's how it was.
Wow.
You know, every
Spread
weekend.
over.
Yeah, it was just every weekend, you know. People, the excitement of it, you know, you can't really explain it.
Yeah.
You went to Shelleys yourself, the 25 years, one night only. Very special night. For me, it really did transport me back. In fact, there was at one point I actually did have a flashback that I was actually DJing in Shelleys.
Whoa.
Yeah, someone came up to me, Richard, he goes, "Daz, are you alright?" I looked at him, I goes, "Am I alright?" I had to like, you know, because I was having like a mass euphoric rush.
What an impact that night has had on the people.
Oh,
if we come back to,
yeah.
say one wants to take her shopping out. Well,
She's not leaving Shelleys today.
No, she's not. She's not. Not with a bag of shopping anyway. Yeah. Well, it just shows you that if you had that flashback, Daz, that night must have impacted on people so much.
Oh, it really did. It was a special night. I'm sure there will be many more because people want that again. You know, if we can just once a year get back together and recreate what we were experienced 25 years ago, that's magical.
Who were you at that age? Who was Daz Willott at the time Shelleys was coming in?
Well, I mean, we could stand here all day and sort of give you the background of what I started, when I started to DJ, you know, what got me involved into it. But it was a massive progression from the hip hop, from the early 80s. I got DJing into my hip hop and breakdancing, and it was a slowly progression. I went to the Hacienda and it just turned my life upside down. I experienced a Wednesday night at the Hacienda, hot night, and I had a shop at the time, Wild Style, and it had gone from selling hip-hop t-shirts to getting the smiley faces and neon lights all in the shop. I remember Justin Carr, a good friend of mine, came into the shop the weekend after I went to the Hacienda, and he says, "Daz, why have you got all smiley face t-shirts and neon lights in the shop?
Wow.
You know, you're supposed to be a hip hop electro store.
Wow, did the crossover happen that quick?
It did, massive, just happened that quick, yeah. I mean, obviously I was getting into a little bit of me house music. Some of the tracks were filtering through from America. They started to have whistles in the tracks. It was getting more four to the floor sounding beats from the old electro breaks. So I could tell there was, you know, definitely a slow influence of the music coming into England. But to go out and experience the Hacienda, where it was actually, you know, full-on house music, acid house, you know, it totally transformed my life. And
What age were you at this time, Daz?
Oh, would have been early 20s. Yeah.
Wow, what a change in lifestyle, what a massive explosion.
Yeah. It was really, because to DJ it's introspective, which was the Leisure Bowl, which was opposite, over the road. There was no Shelleys then. The lads from there wanted to do an acid house night, but the police heard of it, and Shelleys manager was told not to let it happen. So they approached the Leisure Bowl, a little princess suite for weddings, and that's where they held introspective. And that was just, you know, that exploded similar to the Shelleys Friday nights. In fact, Shelleys opened, one of the reasons it opened is because there was a massive overflow of people that they could see that, Shelleys, and they opened Shelleys for the Friday night overflow from introspective, because people couldn't get in, it was that busy.
The generation of people, would you agree with that? Would you say it shaped their minds, their thoughts, their music?
I would say that the people that went to Shelleys and experienced it, I would say it definitely shaped their, you know, lives and experience. But I mean, throughout the UK there was clubs exploding at the time as well. You got the Hacienda in Manchester, you got the Warehouse in Leeds, I think it was Leeds. You know, you got other venues up and down the country that was also shaping the, you know, the scene as well. But Shelleys just majorly, I don't know, it had some uniqueness about it, you know, and it was certainly a special time. It really was a special club as well. It was packed, you know, wall to wall. At some point it was frightening to be in there. You couldn't like get from A to B. You know, if there was ever a fire, you know, God knows, I would like to think. Yeah, health and safety didn't exist really back then.
Wow.
A good job, really.
I see that from the Shelleys videos, particularly the Enjoy ones and the Amnesia House. I see that it's heaving beyond the point. The energy being released on a mass scale.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, you know, it was. There was a lot of energy. I mean, obviously, we had the explosion of the chemical, you know, at the time as well. A lot of chemicals were being, you know, sort of taken. So, I mean, you got the mixture of that as well. You just didn't want it to end. 2 o'clock shut back then shouldn't have been happening. They should have been on like today, you know, 4 and all-nighters. Obviously, that's why the illegals went on, because after the clubs at 2 o'clock, you would then go to an illegal so you could carry on, you know, the experience.
The experience would carry on from the Shelleys car park. What places would you go?
Oh, you'd go London, you'd go Burnley, private parties. There were a couple in Stoke-on-Trent, a couple of illegals.
Here we are now, Daz. We're in the middle of the car park.
I know, it's a shame it's all gone. It's, you know, but we've still got our memories.
Yes, we'll never go.
Never leave the memories, and it's in our hearts.
Yeah.
The first time ever I lay with you, I felt your heart so close to mine, and I knew our joy would fill the earth and last to the end of time, my love. first time ever I saw